Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, we are continuing with our How I Color Animal Alphabet series. This is letter E, and E is for elephant. First, I want to apologize that it's taken so long to get back into these. I'm hoping that I will be able to get back on a regular basis of filming. And they won't be so long between videos next time. I am going to kind of go back to the format that I did for the first series, where I kind of do a little bit of a show and tell with all the fun elephants that I found and a couple that I have colored. And then I'm going to pick probably one page to color. My wrist is still a little iffy, so we will have to think smart about what elephant I want to color today. So let's just get started. So I'm going to start with, of course, cartoony elephants. I really like elephants. I found out I've colored several, and I have started a couple, and the other pages that I really love all just have elephants. I didn't realize that was a thing, but it is. So first, of course, can't get more cartoony than Dumbo. I love this book. I think it's so pretty. I have not colored in it yet, but the paper is super high quality. It is a Disney mandala book from Japan. And I just think this is so cute. This whole mandala is really cute. But that one would be a really fun one to color. And then, of course, you have a couple in this Kawaii Tarot book. I don't see a lot of elephants in her other books. But we have this one on the justice page, and then on the death page, you've got like this woolly mammoth kind of elephant, which both of those are super cute. I like both of those a lot. And going through these kind of helps me decide which page I want to color too. I really like this one. I don't know why. I like this one too. Those are maybes. I'm going to set that aside because those are maybes. All right, next we have, this one was another maybe. This is Mina Rice Dirk Asian, maybe? I think that's how you say it. And she's got this beautiful, this is by Rita Berman. She's got this beautiful Indian elephant, which I love this one. I think this is just a gorgeous page. And that is another one that is a good possibility for me to color today. I have a couple of more detailed elephant pages already colored, so I was kind of leaning more towards one that's a cartoony style, and I do have several of those pulled, so we'll see how that goes, but I really like that one. In Magical Jungle, you have a couple of elephants, so you have, on this double page spread here, you've got this lovely little elephant, and then in the back, which I have started the background on. I started that a long time ago. I think this was one of like when Johanna did like a tutorial on how to do the background with chalk pastels, and that's what that is. I don't know if I can't remember if I sealed that. No, I don't think I did. But that one would be a really fun one to color. There's not so much elephant really here though. There's more like leaves and flowers and fun stuff to color. But yeah, that is another couple of elephant pages that I like. In Romantic Country, Ari has a couple of elephant pages in the second tale, in a couple of her, I think in one of her tracing books, and one of like the World Heritage kind of books, like the traveling one, what's the other one? The festivals one, maybe. I think there's an elephant in there. But her elephants are super simple. So you have this one here in... this is the second tale, and that one's really cute too. So this one would be super easy to do. Super easy. Yeah. So there's that one. Like that one too. I like all of these. I pulled them all because I like them. There's many elephants, and I am going to apologize ahead of time for that. Okay, so this is Wondrous Wildlife by Marjorie Sarnett. This is a beautiful Creative Haven coloring books, and I found this one, which I think is so cute. I'm not super big into the Zentangly books, but for some reason I'm really drawn to Marjorie Sarnett's pages. And I had pinned this beautiful image that I think would work really well in this, and I'm very tempted to do it because I can mix in, you know, a lot of the elephant's skin plus a lot of these designs. I think I could make it look pretty. So that's in my maybe pile as well. Okay. This is one that I finished. It was a long time ago. I have not colored in this book since because it took me forever. I have to be in the mood for like the super detailed pages, and most of the pages in Zemlya Snova are super detailed. But I really like this book, and I really like the double page that I ended up doing. So I did this page. So you can see these elephants definitely have a little more realistic. They're starting to lean towards more realism here. So you can see like they have all the folds and wrinkles and everything. And a lot of that is just making sure that you get some shading in there. I'll hold up the elephant a little closer so you can kind of see how it's shaded. Really just kind of figure out where your light source is coming from and go from there. And then, you know, shade, like if your light source was coming from here, you're going to shade on the right-hand side of all the lines. If your light source was coming this way, you're going to shade on the left-hand side. And so, yeah, and vice versa, or straight down. You get the idea. But, so there are the two elephants. And I think they are really cool. I really did love this page, but like I said, it took me forever. And I even used water-based markers to help speed up the process, and still, I just felt like I was coloring forever. So I can't imagine doing some of these other ones where there's just a ton of detail. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Elephants. Here are two of my elephants that I've colored. I really like it. All right, so in animals, I started an elephant. I started this guy here. This is all started with, I think I did watercolor on the elephant itself, and then water-based markers. Water-based? Nope, alcohol markers on all the leaves and a few little flowers here. This one might be one that I could do really quickly, so maybe I'll do two. Maybe I'll do this one as like more of a realistic one, and one of the cartoony ones. Because this one's already halfway done. I just need to get it done. I just needed to get it done. But I like the color palette that I have going on so far. So that might be a good one. And I've had some nice luck with these pages lately. Like I really liked that one that I did. Is that the only other one that I've finished in this book? No, and then this one. Yeah, this bear one was really cute too. So I'd like to get another one done in here. And I do have a really pretty stencil that I could use for the background here. That's a maybe. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Then we have several from Mythographic. So in Menagerie by Fabiana, we have this one where it's just the pretty elephant face, but it's like the entrance to some kind of mystical temple thing, which I thought that one was a really cool page. Another one by Fabiana is in Paradise, and I did not mark this one. I don't know why. Nope, that's not an elephant. Well, oh, it's when I finished. That's why. Yeah, so I finished this one. This is actually a color along on the channel, if you're interested. And I do have another color along. I have two elephant color alongs on my channel. But yeah, this is a color along on the channel if you would like to see how I did that. I really enjoyed coloring this page. I used Crayola. The only thing I didn't like was I used Crayola pencils to do the background. And I would not recommend that. It's not easy on the hands for sure. But the rest of the page I thought turned out really cute. I like it a lot. So there's that one. And then one in Wild Winter, which I really thought this one was cool too. This one's by Joseph Kattenbang, and I think that one's cool. I know the elephant's really hidden back there, but still, I think that would be neat. I like all these hanging crystals. Yeah, that one's pretty cool too. All right, and then we come to my lovely Kirby, which there are a few elephants in here. So in the mythic world, they've got this one where the rock is taking the elephant. Very cool page. I have not colored in this book yet. That one would be something that I could see myself coloring. yeah, so I like that elephant. In Geomorphia, we've got this really cool elephant. Nope, not there it is. This one where his trunk is turning into the trunk of the tree. I thought that one was really neat too. That one's a cool one. And then this one that I finished in Fragile World. This is another color along on the channel. And I did this guy, which I really loved how this turned out. This was a whole event, like it was a Kirby event, and yeah, loved this. Loved the way it turned out. And it was pretty quick to do compared to, you know, a lot of other Kirby pages that I've done in the past. I ended up using Neo colors in the background, a lot of water-based marker, and yeah, and then pencils and stuff for the elephant. And yeah, I thought it turned out really cool. So yeah, so those are all the elephants. I'm going to get my mind settled on one of them to color for you guys, or maybe two, like I said, with that one that I've already started. And then we will kind of talk about how I would color an elephant. I will talk to you again here in a second. Okay, so we're going to start with this page. I have some areas taped off because I'm going to use my handy, cute little stencil. This is the Crafters Workshop Mixed Media stencil. I believe it's called Mandala. It's called Rosetta. And I'll link this in the description below. It comes with this beautiful mandala here, plus all of these different designs on one. And I'm going to use this little design here, which I have. Okay. All right, so, and I've used this tape. It's called Mint tape. I get it from scrapbook.com. I really like it. It's like a paper tape, and it's a little bit different than washi, but still like low tack. It just doesn't have like the plastic coating on it, so it's just basically like paper. But I'm going to use my chalk pastels and this little stencil, and we're going to do a little bit of stenciling in the background before I get started. Yeah, and then I'll have that ready to go. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use like a turquoisey color just to, and I got to make sure that I got everything lined up. I guess it doesn't have to be perfect, but I kind of want it to be, you know what would help? No, I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, I've got a couple cotton buds. I'm going to use this, I'm going to use this turquoisey color. No, I'm going to go a little bit darker. I'm going to go a little bit darker. Okay, we're going to try this color because it's going to fade and it's really light. So, and I'm just barely getting in there with the chalk pastel. And once I'm done with this, I'll use my brush and brush off some of the excess, and it'll be just a really, really light pattern. Okay, so I have that first layer on, and I'm just going to go ahead. I did go through and erase wherever pencil lines were and anywhere where the chalk pastel was overlapping that I didn't want it to. And I like the softness of this look, but I feel like it still needs a little bit of something in the background. So I'm going to add in, I'm going to take cues from my color palette here, but I'm going to use a little bit of purple. And I think a little bit of like a pink to make this look pretty. All right, so here's the background. I thought it turned out really neat. I might do just a little bit more on the net here. And I can just brush away. I have not sealed the background yet. That's still something that I can do later if I feel like it, but it's not really going to go anywhere a whole lot. Like, so for example, this one, I wanted the really subtle background, and I did seal this eventually, but it doesn't have to be sealed. I think it'll stay because it's not like I'm going to be over here rubbing my hands all over it and stuff. But I think it looks really cool. I'm hoping you can see some of the color in there. It's very faint, but I think it adds a nice subtle background. Okay, so I'm going to be using Black Widow pencils to do the shading on our elephant here. And these are the grays that I have. So I have all of the sets, I believe. I think I do. And so yeah, we're just going to grab some grays. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of this washed purple because that will be a good color to throw in here. We're going to do, let's see, probably like this cobblestone and medium gray. Grab those guys, and we'll grab the flat black because that's almost black. We'll go ahead and grab the black as well. Let's add some pink or purple. We'll do more purples. Let's do that. So we'll add a little bit more purple to the elephant. So we're gonna grab, I'm gonna grab this blue tongue and the purple haze. And this is just gonna add a little variation to our beautiful elephant. Okay, so let me grab those colors. I'm gonna get everything sharpened and then we'll get started. All right, so I ended up going with the purples because I have the purple already on the elephant and the flowers and stuff. So I thought that would be a good way to work that color in there a little bit more. We're going to start with the washed purple, I think. And so basically all I'm going to do is anywhere where there are lines drawn in by the artist, I am just going to add a little bit of shading right behind the line. And I want to continue, like, have that same, want to shade on the same side of the line for every one of these. You don't want to change like the sides that you're, so for example, I think my light's going to be coming from this side because I've already started shading on the right side of my, my lines here. So if you think about it, so like these are like bumps in the elephant's skin, and on this side of this bump, you would have more shadow. And where the lines are thicker, I'm going to make the shadow a little bit bigger. So this wash purple is not showing up a whole lot, but I'm not pushing hard either. I'm just doing a light layer behind all of that. Yeah, so let me just get that area done really quick, and then you can kind of see what I mean. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and move. You know what? I'm going to go straight to the flat black. We're just going to go straight for it. And I'm just doing lightly right up against the lines that are drawn in and right over top of that washed purple that I already put in there. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow underneath this mouse. And a little bit more shadow underneath the bucket, a little bit more shadow behind the ear here. And again, anywhere where like there would be shadows created, I'm going to go ahead and add in. Okay, I like that. Now we're going to take this light, this is blue tongue, and just around the flowers here, I'm going to add a little bit of color. Now this isn't showing up super well on the watercolor that I have in there, so we might have to go ahead and switch to the purple haze. And I'll do that like right around where all the flowers, like right underneath the flowers. And that'll just make this look like it's fuller, more full. I'm not sure what the actual correct term there is, what the correct grammar is. Okay. All right, and then the next thing that I would probably do, since I already have kind of a darker gray on here, is I'm going to bring in my Prisma White, which is one that I use pretty often. And to the left now of all of those lines, I'm going to do a little bit of this white, especially where I think light might be hitting. I'm going to add a little bit more highlight there. Okay, and then we're going to try one more time. We're going to use our medium gray now, and I'll just kind of bring those shadows out a little bit more. Okay, I need to color in those those flowers. Those are going to drive me crazy. Give me a second. Got those colored in. So basically I'm going to do the same steps that I did for the entire elephant. So again, I did washed purple first. Then I went in with the, what did I use next? I did the flat black. I'm going to shade it out a little bit with this medium gray. And then if I need to make it super dark, I can add in the black and then use my white as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do another part of the elephant and speed that up a little bit so you can see. And then we'll probably end up coming back and showing you the finished effect. So I will talk to you again here in a second. Okay, so there's the elephant done. I know I didn't record a ton of that, but it was really super repetitive and just the same kind of thing over and over, making sure I used my white to bring out some of the highlights so you can really see it pretty well on like the trunk area and then like on this ear here. Anywhere where I think the skin would be like raised. So like right here, you can really see that I used the white there. Some of the highlights on the edges of the legs here. Yeah, anywhere where there might be some lighter skin, I'm definitely adding a nice layer of that Prisma white. I did try to do some shadowing. So a lot of the shadows you can see kind of underneath the leaves and stuff here. And then I extended the purple. The next thing I'm going to do for this, which I think will be kind of fun, is I'm going to use, I have this pinky purple kind of Posca pen. And it's close enough to this color, I think. Well, you know what? I'm just going to use white. I'm just going to use the purple. But it's going to not show up, I don't think. So I'm going to use the white. So I'm just going to... from these flowers, I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of dots where it looks like they might be continuing out. And that's just going to add another little fun detail. Just another little bit of added detail. So you can kind of see there. So this is really, it's just flat color with the marker. And then I've gone through behind these little flower clumps. I'll put it up closer. Behind the little flower clumps with a little bit of those Black Widow pencils. So the blue tongue and the purple haze. And then I've just added these little white little spots and it just kind of makes it look fun and magical. So yeah, I'm going to try to get the rest of this page done before I publish the video, and hopefully that will be at the end of the video. But that is kind of how I would approach a more realistic elephant. It's a lot of just getting all the shading in around the folds in the skin, and that's basically it as well. So that is what the elephant's going to look like. Like I said, I'm going to hopefully be able to finish this up before the end of the video. So I am going to set this aside and we'll get started on the next page. All right, so the next elephant is going to be the one from Rita Bergman's Asia book, and I am going to do, so this is the page, and I'm going to do some marker work in here with this one, and then this is my kind of color palette inspiration, you know, a little bit of inspiration for the palace here. And then these two are more just to kind of see where color placement would be on all of the parts of the elephant. Like I wasn't really sure exactly how to do all of that. So it's nice to see kind of other people's ideas of how to put the color on there. And then I've got my own colors pulled. So I'm going to do some marker work because my hand is giving me some issues. We're going to do that first. And then I will do probably a tiny bit of shading, but maybe not that much on this page, actually. I've pulled some really beautiful, like jewel tones. So I have mostly, they're all water-based markers, and it's mostly Tombow markers. I do have a couple of store brands here, and then of course I have one of my Zig brushables, which are these. I love these markers. So I'm going to be using a variety of markers to do this, and I'm going to kind of speed that up a little bit so you can kind of see all of that marker work. And then we'll get to, well, maybe not all of it, but the majority of the marker work, and then we'll get to the elephant at the end there. So I will be right back with you guys. All right, so there was a little bit of the marker work. I'm not going to finish the whole page today, I don't think, at least not on this part of the video. I am just going to go ahead and focus on the elephant for you guys. I still was trying to figure out where I was going to put colors, and I just knew it was going to take too long. So, still really pretty palette, and I'm excited about this page. I know that it's going to take me a little bit longer than what I have for now. So I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration and do a darker elephant, not quite that dark, but darker. So I'm using my Tombow marker N65, and I'm just going to go ahead and color in the elephant with this marker. All right, so there's the rest of the elephant done. I've got my Black Widows again. I'm just going to stick with these guys. So I have Coal and the original black from the Black Widow. I think it's just called Black Widow. And I'm going to start, I'm going to start with the Coal. And that's just giving me a light layer for the black to sit on. And I'm basically just adding a little bit of shadow anywhere where I think that there would be a shade. That's it. It's really basic shading, but since you already have all that color down, it's really nice because it just is pretty much done for you. Like, you don't really have to do a whole lot with this part. You can just add in a little bit more depth. And again, if I want to bring in the white Prismacolor, I can, to kind of add a highlight to certain areas. So like this part of the elephant's ear here. If I want to grab another shade of gray too, I can, just to blend everything out and have like a nice solid coverage on the skin there. I don't have to add anything else, but it's just adds that extra little bit. So I'm going to continue on with that shading. So again, just in the darkest areas, we're going to add in our darker colors. So yeah, so you see the elephant's just a little bit darker than like a normal elephant. Normally I would color elephants light gray, but I think having this one be a little bit darker is really going to set off all those jewel tones that are happening there. And I'm also going to go like right around the edge of the jawline here. Not quite to the line, leaving a little bit of an edge there. Same right around here. Okay. And again, using the black, just really darken up that line. All right, and then around the eye, I'm gonna just use the black, straight black. I'm gonna darken up all of the lines around the eye and add in the eyelashes. I'll probably end up using some kind of Posca or metallic something or other around the eye there. Okay, a little bit here, a little bit there. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep shading the rest of the sky. So now, since there was a little bit of streaking kind of through the main part of the elephant, I'm just using a light layer of this charcoal, which is a little bit lighter than the coal. And that's just gonna kind of even out the whole elephant there. And again, I can bring in, I don't really want, maybe just a little bit above the jawbone there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to keep shading, and I'm not really going to shade around like the things that are painted on the elephant, because those are just kind of on the skin, so they're not really raised. So I'm not going to shade around those. Again, just adding it into the dark, adding the black in the darkest areas. And then I can use this charcoal to blend things out a little bit more. And a little bit of white on the front. Okay, yep, so I'm just gonna finish shading the rest of his body and I will be right back with you. Okay, so my next step is to do, I'm gonna do the toes and the trunk. And the trunk I'm just gonna do, so I've got this dark gray. I'm gonna do a very light layer all over with that. I'm gonna use the coal to add a little bit of shadow underneath there. And then blend that out with the dark gray again. I'll probably add in some pink or something onto the underside of the trunk. I'm going to use this dark gray as the shadow for the white trunk here. So just add a little bit of that dark gray. I'm going to do the same thing for the toenails. And again, I'll probably come in and add a few other colors to these white areas because it's such a colorful elephant anyway. All right, I'm just going to do straight black on the bottoms of the feet. So I'm not even worrying about shading or anything. It's just going to be just like a solid black bottom here. All right, yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, there's the other elephant. I'm really just going to go through and finish up the elephant's like outfit with some Black Widow pencils, just kind of shading the embellishments all over him. And then when we come back at the end, hopefully I will have a couple of finished pages for you. And that is basically how I'll color elephants. So again, stick around to the end and hopefully you'll see a couple of mostly completed-ish pages. All right, I'll talk to you again here in a second. Okay, so here are the books that we worked in. The Rita Berman Asian book and the Mythographic animals. I'm going to show you what I got done. So here is the elephant so far. I still have to work on shading all of these green leaves and these turquoise leaves, but everything else is pretty much done. I really like the way that it's looking. I think he's going to be a cool looking page. Yeah, I like it. I think it's going to be neat. I'm glad that I got a chance to work on this guy. And then the other one is this one. So here is my elephant all blinged out. I'm hoping that you can see some of the shimmer and shine that I put on there. I just used gel pens to get some glitter in there. I think that's going to be really cute. And then of course I have all of my colors written down and everything, so I can keep that together and finish this page at another time because my hand is killing me. So these are the two that we did today. I had fun. I hope that it was helpful to you guys and that you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for being here, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.